Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Primal Chaos here, and this is the third in my series of my investigations into hardcore slash metalcore music, coming from a place of pretty eclectic musical tastes. And I thought the best way for me to sort of step into a genre that I've kind of somehow avoided all this time is to do it in a meaningful way where I listen to songs analytically and try to give my impression of them from the perspective of someone who doesn't typically listen to this style of music. I'm a fan of everything from, whether it be classical music or pop music, all the way through to things like Dream Theater, symphonic metal from Europe, things like Nightwish and things like that. I'm aware of all those genres. And to be honest with you, I'm pretty aware of a lot of the bands in this genre, like by name from t-shirts and things like that. But I've always kind of avoided listening to it. I'm not entirely sure why. So I'm diving into it now in more of a meaningful way by reviewing it on this channel and hopefully getting some interaction from you guys, the fans, that might point me in the direction of some things that I might have missed in this genre by avoiding it, that maybe become my new favorite thing. So somewhere in the chat, someone recommended I try August Burns Red. I have no idea how these guys sound. Obviously, I've heard the name before. And I'm going to check out Composure today. And again, I know nothing about it, so bear with me. This may be my new favorite band, so let's check it out. Whoa! Where'd that come from? I've been looking for a place to stop. That's insane. Okay, that did not go. I 100% anticipated where that was going to go. And I was 100% wrong. That's fantastic. First of all, my initial thought, and again, like so far, I've really got Parkway Drive to base my opinion off, based on this. First of all, the guitar tones are incredibly different. This is much more rounded and earthy, far less shreddy, sort of edgy, sort of cutting tones. And it gives those rhythm hits a little bit more sort of body, like the rhythm guitar, like the power chords, which is really interesting. I guarantee you this drummer does not have a gym membership because he just doesn't need it. I'm going to go back. Hang on. Yeah, listen to that low rhythm guitar. The dun-dun. It's just like, it's got so much sort of, it's more organic, you know what I mean? It's not as high gain. It's kind of less Mesa Boogie, high gain, and more Marshall amp sort of vibe, Also, I got to say, the vocalist's vocal characteristics are kind of the same way as the guitar. It's much more. It comes from down here more. It's got more of like a. How would I even describe it? It's like a. Again, it just sounds less high gain. It's less sort of and more down here. Like it's less up front in sort of like the embouchure kind of area of the face. To quote a completely unrelated like brass instrument term, but it comes from down here more. It's more croaky. That's what I'm sort of getting at. It's interesting. I'd be really interested to know if that affects the sustainability of his tone. Because to me, that sounds really harsh down here on the actual vocal cords, whereas like the singer from Parkway, I'm gonna have to learn all these guys' names. I feel really, really bad about this, but from Parkway, it sort of feels more up here, and that's more like that's terrible. Like it's sort of more of a pleading sort of tone that's croaking out of his vocal cords. And I mean, you guys tell me, is this guy still singing? Because if he is, it's a miracle. Oh, I like it. That's good. Another tempo change. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this in the other Parkway video, but this is what I was getting at with the concept of they've got a 4-minute song with 6 minutes of ideas in it. It's like literally listening to a whole album in 4 minutes. It's interesting. Oh, you can hear that. Do you hear that? Just the graveliness and that. Listen to how this note... Oh, didn't get back far enough. Hang on. Listen to this. That croakiness. It's... Oh. I mean, I'm not a vocal coach or a tutor or anything like that. And I'm not exactly even an exceptional singer, but I know what sounds like it's not sustainable. And again, everybody's voice is different. You know, this guy may wake up every morning with crystal clear, non-ravaged vocal cords, but I don't know. Either way, I'm impressed. Don't get me wrong. I'm not judging. I'm impressed. Actually, hit me up in the comments. I'd really love to hear, and I know that it's probably not going to happen in this track, but you know how bands evolve over time and stuff. I'd be really interested to see if later on in this guy's career, if he starts singing more, or if there's any songs where he goes from that guttural scream or growl to singing like on and off like a switch, because it seems like that would be a lot easier with the kind of vocal technique of the singer from Parkway, which is more, it's like this elevated sort of artificial fry scream. Whereas this sounds like it's coming from the chords, like I said, and it's like, I feel like that'd be really difficult to sort of let your voice snap back into like a singing sort of sound. And also I know a lot of singers who sort of start out their careers similar to this. A lot of them do end up sort of having to get vocal training at some point, and then they end up being more melody heavy later on, more singy as opposed to screamy. So I'd be interested to know. I might even look it up and just find out what the trajectory of this guy's career is vocally. I mean, again, he might 15 years later still be doing the same thing, or however long these guys have been around. But I'm just curious because it's to me that's a really unique sound. And I've heard a lot of people screaming in parts in other genres like screamo and things like that. But this is, I don't know if I don't know. I just can't sort of comprehend how this guy could maintain this over a long career. And if he can, amazing. And this is why they choose that guitar tone. Listen to this. It's just so, it sounds so, it just interacts with the bass guitar on such an insane level that it sounds like the guitar's going blah, and it's not. The guitar's going yeah on top of a bass that's going doo, and they just merge together, and you get this amazing sort of hanging sort of tone that just sounds like a big punch. That's what it is. And oftentimes that's accompanied with a kick hit to give it that sort of punctuation at the start. But yeah, they've developed their tones around what sounds good, you know, and that's with this genre, and it's pretty cool. It's amazing to me though that there's so much definition in their lead parts, like the little idiosyncratic sort of like melodies between the power chords and these little continuous riffs that sort of go through. They're like the noodly parts, I should say. There's a lot of clarity there that I wouldn't have expected from that tone, which is why I suspect the guys from Parkway have a much edgier sort of tone, so that those sort of things stick out amongst all the noise. I definitely feel like the guitarist that's panned right. I suspect it's probably... I could be wrong. I suspect it's that guy on the right there. I suspect he's the one with the edgier tone, and that gives a little bit more brightness to the overall guitar sound. Man, that bass player's keeping up. That's cool. Nice riff. I think I'm going to have to listen to this live. In fact, I feel like this is a band you need to experience live. But there's definitely more than the sum of its parts going on there, because I'm hearing the bass. There's like a harmonized lead part going on, a rhythm guitar part. So that's 3 guitarists, and then you got the bass guitar. So either the guitar player uses like a harmonizer live, the one on the right, however it's mixed, and the rhythm guitar player is playing the guitar rhythm parts. Because there's definitely more than 5 members playing there, which is normal. That's typical. In the studio, you tend to add what's necessary to get the sound you want. But it'd be interesting to see how they do that live. I think I had it wrong. I think the guitarist on the... My mic's dropping. I think the guitarist on the left may be the one that has the edgier tone now. On left of the screen, I should say. But who knows? Who knows? But yeah. Oof. Sorry, I just want to hear this outro for the vocal just one more time, because it's just blowing my mind. No, I can't even do it. You got to push too hard. Well, that was a whole thing. Thank you for the recommendation. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Like I said, I sort of try to be inspired by bands that try to shoehorn more ideas into the length of the song than they're supposed to fit, and these guys have that in spades. So I'll definitely be exploring more of their catalogue. If there's anything else that you guys can recommend along these lines, I've done 2 Parkway songs now. I might do another one from these guys. Maybe a recommendation would be good of something that's out of the box for these guys as well, or like a song that sort of stands out as unusual but is still loved by the fans. That'd be really cool. And of course, anything else in the genre, any other bands that you might find that your favorite, that might sort of help me along on my journey of discovery on this particular genre of music. So metalcore, hardcore, whatever it might be, just shoot it my way. Yeah, and as always, this video has been brought to you in part by Enchroma Glasses. If you click the link in the below in the description, use the code CHAOS to get 10% off, and you can get your eyes tested, check your color blindness. Trying to bring a little bit of awareness to that, as I am in fact colorblind. So yeah, check it out. Thanks a lot, guys. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one.